Hey, this is Brandon, Almighty DM. I'm here with Scotty today, and we're going to be working on his SLA Industries character. What were you going to make? Say hi.
Hi everyone, this is Scotty, also known as Rapey Cat. I'm going to be building a 7-Eleven Stormer today in the SLA Chronicles. This newer model Stormer has reduced size and stands tall as a human. They were bred for intelligence and agility. Karma had the foresight to engineer them as a chameleon pigment, natural carapace, 7 eyes for 270-degree vision, as well as the 10 skin pockets to negate the need for clothing.
What kind of character concept are you thinking about making today?
Did you ever watch those original Alien Sigourney Weaver like things? And
1,000 times.
yes, and they were awesome. And then AVP came out.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make their child.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess what we're probably going to end up doing here is we'll let you go through the starting stats. We'll just kind of go down our little chart here, and after you get your numbers written on paper, we'll kind of discuss what you put down and why. So,
Okay.
all right. So Scotty's gotten his. I guess it's your base stats all written out.
My racial packages.
Yeah, and you got your racial skills down. Did you end up boosting any of your stats yet?
No, not yet. I wanted to go ahead and get a look at everything. With the Xeno 11, you got a lot of things to kind of factor in. They have Stormer Claws, which is a natural defense. They also have a Carapace and enhanced regeneration and a chameleon stat. So depending on what kind of Xeno you're wanting to build, you should really kind of look at that before you spend all your character points.
I think they get to add their knowledge bonus to their.
Yes, on their chameleon, but it's for every 10 phases they get to do that.
Yeah, I have it broke down in there. In the book, it's kind of really written out in a long form, so I just kind of said, well, every so many phases you get a quarter to add to it, and it seems to be a little bit easier to write and to convey, but otherwise it's pretty cool.
And they get to add their node to their hide. That's so if I wanted to go super stealthy alien, which is what I wanted to go with, I'm probably going to make use of that when I spend all my points.
I think one of the other things I had discussed in Drew's video, how I had merged some skills. I'm not exactly 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure there was two different stealth skills in this game, like hide and then move silently or something, and I had merged them. I don't remember 100%, but I'm pretty sure. So I guess after you spend your points, we'll discuss what you did, why.
Yeah.
So there we go. All right, so we've been sitting here a little bit, and we're kind of discussing where he's going. He's spent his points on his major attributes, and now he's kind of pumping up some other stats, and we're discussing kind of what he wants to do with the character and any kind of secondary effects and skills. What were you just talking about?
Well, with the Xeno 11 build, I really wanted to go with the stealthy kind of character, and I went ahead and I maxed out my dex because the Xeno gets a max 15 on it, which 13 is all you need to go into the 5 phases.
Yep.
So you're already moving pretty fast. 15 helps you with the if you have any type of weapon fire. It'll allow you with a quick, easy quick draw. You're like, oh,
Yeah, because it'll cut down on how many phases. It cuts down on one action.
Yep.
And it also means you go first, period, if you have the highest dex.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And because of the Xenos get the chameleon, I went ahead and upped my diagnose and my concentration to add to my total knowledge, because the knowledge is made up of those 2 pools, so I could add my knowledge to my hide and go super hide.
We were kind of joking that you could just put a lampshade on your head and stand in a room,
And then turn on my headlight, they click it, and headlight, boom, done.
Yeah.
Went ahead and did my strength max too, because every character needs a strength max, I think.
Well, you can get drugs and implants later, I think, and increase that.
Mm-hmm. Which is really good, because if I'm going assassin daggery, I want assassin dagger +6, stab you really hard.
Yeah.
Insta-death. Then I went ahead and I started buying up my ranks off my base racial package. I went for detect, stealth, sneak, and climb. Now, stealth and sneak,
we didn't. I didn't actually end up splitting that out. I left it. I'm gonna look at that later, but yeah.
Which I do like the way that you did split it. I remember saying that stealth is I'm motionless and stealthing, but sneak is I'm gonna stealth through this ninja bomb area,
Yeah.
and you actually got to be sneaky about it. that I liked, and I went with the climb so that way I like with the alien concept. Like
They got to be able to climb. They
he
got to
would.
be.
It's got to be. And I think I need a tail. I'm going to manufacture a tail onto this character somehow so I can spider monkey. Because like the aliens, they had the tail, and like when they would kill people,
I
like
think
that's.
Karma can manufacture you a tail. Yeah. Actually, I think you can buy extra limbs and stuff, so that's right up that alley.
And then I got to buy the ambidextrous thing that I remember from last time I played, which was really cool. And then I'm going over my skill list right now for other ranks I might need, and I went over dexterity, I went over strength, and I'm working on some other ones. And manual forgery is always good.
We've used that a time or two before. And I know we were talking about maybe getting some 0G.
Yeah, 0G.
Because at least people have been talking about wanting to do some, interplanetary stuff and on spaceships. So we'll check into that.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna totally end up. But now we're on the physique side of everything, and wrestling, acrobatics, running, climb, swim, automatic weapon support, throw, and shield are awesome things for a physique type character. With this kind of character where I'm at now, you can build a super stealthy character, but every character always ends up in battle at some point.
Yeah, you remember you've gotta build your character to work with the squad, because I mean you can do a certain amount of solo in this, but at the end of the day, you join a squad and your squad can take jobs because of your skill set.
Right. It's like when you play Dungeons and Dragons. Every game is Dungeons and Dragons, regardless.
Well, we're gonna finish up this section and we'll see where we go. So you're done with your skills by and large. I know we're about to move into kind of the next section, but did you make any changes? Any new additions?
Not really. As you like for any new players, especially if you read through all of your basic skill packages, like what you get for each one, and your strength and all that, like on page 4, you want to go ahead and pick out things like you want for your character. I picked out a lot of stealthy things. I decided to kind of go with a sub weapon in case of battle.
Sorry, I was just thinking about the interview, that James Franco movie. Sorry, totally off topic. I guess I was going to ask you. I said, what do you think your character brings to the squad?
I definitely want to be the investigator / information gatherer.
So, kind of a spy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every group needs that spy.
Everybody's going to need a hacker.
Yeah, I got the computer stuff.
But yeah, if you have all the electronic stuff, that'd be good. I
got the lock picking. That's important.
Lock picking.
Because we're going to Mort, which I played on before, and everything was freaking electronic. So
yes,
you need electronic anything. If it says electronic, just take it. You're gonna need it.
Yes.
At some point.
It's like we've all played Skyrim. We all understand, or Skyrim and Fallout, and you all understand that you need to have lockpick and computer hacking.
Something.
Something to benefit.
You need to go here solo and do this computer thing, and you're like, I don't have a computer. Just take a rank in it.
Anyway. I guess the thing is I keep talking about my original games in SLA, but it was like I wanted to be the driver because nobody else was playing. Like nobody else had really thought about adding cars to the group. How are you going to get all over the place? You're not really going to take the bus to go do your BPMs.
Yeah, actually, I got all the ranks, and I don't have enough XP left over to buy one rank and drive civilian. I want it.
Well, have you gone through your advantages and disadvantages yet?
Not yet.
We're probably about to get there. Let me look.
Yeah, we're about to get there.
You need to fill in your SCL real quick. Just write a 10 because, like I said, 11 is just a regular SLA employee in a suit.
I'm a 10.
All right, yeah. So we've got all that down. Oh, we need to note your stress capacity real quick.
It's infinite because I am not phased by anything.
Right. Yeah. No, we use the stress system out of the contract directory rather than the fear system out of the core rulebook. I really enjoyed that system. The original fear system just wasn't my thing. Whereas in the cool system, everybody eventually cracks unless you really focus. Like those long missions can really just you can start losing people to to madness. And that should always be an aspect of a horror game is madness and mental trauma. Also a little bit of horror, but um, it's kind of. I watched a video game playthrough recently, and it was like the testers on the game sat there and they were testing to see what would frighten people, and it's kind of like these characters do some pretty horrific stuff. They should always be on edge. They should always be aware that finding a body is going to demoralize and it's going to have an effect on their characters. It shouldn't just be, oh look, another body. So, did you have any? Well, I guess we'll comment more after the advantages and disadvantages.
I was about to do my cool, but I forgot how to do it.
Your cool. Let's see. It's It's step
I
7. It says you buy your cool. Your stress capacity is twice your cool. So you should have started out with a 5. I
didn't put anything in it.
Well, you can buy some disadvantages and increase it.
Yeah,
because you definitely don't want to minimize it. Because y'all know I love to use the stress system.
Like there was a trash can and the can fell out of it. 3 stress.
Potential stress. Yes.
Oh yeah, we also talked about that. Since I'm going to be the sneaky character, I can cause stress to other characters with an air horn.
There will be humor in this in the game, I promise.
Yeah, rapey cat's involved. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It's going to happen. What was the thing last time? It was Brenna's character freaked out. I think it's because she was a Vev and she was taking way too much ultraviolence.
She was like a drug alcoholic person, and like and she had drive.
She had the adrenaline addiction, and she was like always like speeding on her motorbike on the raised highways.
So you'd always be like, there's this death impounding doom headed your way. Brenna's like, I'm gonna do it, and you're like, everyone gets 3 stress. Brenna's like, but I'm an adrenaline junkie.
She's an adrenaline. I think I let her skip out because she was an adrenaline junkie, as long as it directly related to the adrenaline junkie part.
My hit points are strength plus physique.
Yeah,
that's the last thing I have to do for here.
We'll write all that down. That's just gonna be a little bit.
I think I have awesome hit points.
Your physique is your strength plus your dex.
My strength is 13. My dex is 15.
All right, so 28. You're divided by 2, round up, so it's 14. So you got 14 physique.
Oh yeah, I got 14 physique.
Yeah.
28 hit points.
Yeah, and then add your strength again to your physique, and that's your total hits.
Wait, add 14 to 28?
Well, you got your 14 physique, right?
Yeah.
Well, you got that written down here?
Yeah.
Okay, 14. And then you add your strength again, which is 13. So you've got 27 total hit points.
Okay.
All right? And so we're going to calculate from there. Like, your head is a third of that rounded up.
Yeah, I hate all that math.
Yeah. Well, that's, math are hard. Okay, yeah. We were talking about, you said you wanted to take the disadvantage phobia.
Yeah.
What phobia were you looking at?
I want to be scared of dirt. I don't know.
No. But we said if you take like 5 ranks in it, they give you 2 points back for every rank. The ranks are going to be like the higher it is, the more constant of an effect it's going to have.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the case of gaining mental problems because of stress, it'll increase the intensity as well. But you can use that to buy up your cool, which will be really good for you.
Yeah, it would.
Because having 5 cool in this game is probably not the best in the world.
No.
Because that gives you a total stress capacity of 10, which means like a couple dead bodies and a shootout later, you're going to be like screaming at yourself. One of the things, as I understand it, as per the rules, it's when you hit 10 in a mental illness or something, like a phobia or a mental illness.
Yeah, that's right. I broke Rapey Cat.
Yeah, you can't. You become. It says I can't remember what the department's called, but they won't allow you to be an operative anymore. They stick you in an event. You are a very dangerous person who can't hold a gun. But we'll go through this and we'll see what you end up with. You're talking about taking forms of psychosis in this game. We kind of mentioned that a minute ago.
And I am notoriously famous for coming up with the best ones.
Well, we're making a lot of references to Vampire the Masquerade and the Malkavian vampires, and how they have like the crazy psychic web.
It's like they're all together all at once, and I'm thinking about having my Xeno as a Stormer, like, created by SLA. Like, he's in the vat, born with all of them. Maybe he thinks, like, they're all psychically connected.
I like the hallucinations part. And the truth is like some of it might be true.
It could.
Your character believes it's true.
Yeah, like, every time I meet a Xeno, like, I just squint at them.
Just wink at them.
Yeah. Did you get my message? No.
What?
Like, why are you touching me? We're brothers.
Yeah. But they are though. I mean, in a strange way.
Yeah, and it's really hard to, like, when you come up with a bunch of things like that.
Let me ask you, because we're here and nobody else is. Ricky stepped out.
Oh, now that my boyfriend's gone, you want to ask me questions?
Well, no,
I'm glad we're recording.
Yes. It's the finance chip.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have a finance chip?
I think all Stormers have to be, aren't they?
No, you don't have to. The finance chip, for people who aren't real new to Slay, is the camera that's always watching what you do.
Oh, yeah.
It reports on the
station
analysis. So if, like, somebody in your squad is doing something, against company policy, it kind of rats them out.
Mm.
I apologize.
That would be another good phobia.
Congestion.
Like, I'm just
paranoia. Paranoia is
like,
good.
I could be a paranoid character that is chipped.
and
wouldn't even know.
And you're like, other people, they're chipped. They're going to be watching me.
Yeah. Like,
they're filming me. Okay.
That's a great phobia.
That's cool. I could see that working. Say, sometimes you gravitate towards the goofy characters, but you gotta have humor, especially in horror games, because otherwise it's just too monotonous.
Yeah, I tried to play a regular character like in the Cthulhu game. No. Like, you just embrace the darkness and you go dark cultist with it and you're like, Hail Cthulhu.
I had a really cool concept. It was I was gonna say it was I was reading about, like, Evans, who like completely ignore the flux. Like, they fight against anything dealing with the white and dream demons and becoming a necrothrope. And reading in the book, I thought it was really interesting, because it's like the dream demons will haunt them as long as they take this medicine, it'll make it all go away. But, like, as far as what they give up when they actually become a necrothrope, I thought it'd be a cool character concept to, like, advance my formula, so he would be getting close, is the term for it, but not actually ever want to do it. But that's just something I'm going to do in the future if I ever get to play a Perks game. But did you have any developments, or are we going to keep
kind of. Like, I think the best thing we have in Slay is the advantages and disadvantages. Because, like, I want to take some more, but I still want to buy up my cool, because I forgot to buy up cool.
Yeah.
But I cannot, like,
negatives
in good
make a
faith
character.
take off my ranks and other stuff.
Yeah, no, negatives make a character.
Yeah. And, like, I'm just constantly, like, filling up stuff.
It'll force you to take something odd.
Yeah, it would.
And don't take dependent one, get a goldfish,
Oh,
take,
yeah,
like,
see, now, Slay, creators of Slay, if you're listening, okay, the dependent, if you get 0, or it's a -1, okay? I want a +1 dependent, because if you take a dependent that's a -1, you have a pet goldfish. Okay?
You want
I want to be the goldfish.
You want to be the goldfish.
I want to be the goldfish.
That's see, the thing is I like this system. There's all sorts of systems where you can take flaws or you can take bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
But in this system, you can turn any negative into a positive, or any positive into a negative. Here, let me pause it real quick. Here, we're talking about the major and minor enemies real quick. We have a couple interesting things. One of the we were talking about major enemies are mostly outside the company, but if you wanted to say have a major enemy within SLA Industries, it could be like a contract killer or something. That could be an extremely dangerous major enemy that doesn't like you, and they work for SLA Industry. That could work out, or you can use this minor enemy, which is a Xeno, which you've pissed off.
I like that concept. Sorry, I like that concept.
He was in some way offended by your psychosis.
Yeah,
and now he doesn't think you're fit to be,
And maybe he does fuck with, like, my paperwork occasionally, and is all like, derp derp derp.
He's gonna be like, well, he didn't file this, so we're gonna subtract some credits from his squad's earnings.
And then I just look at him and be like, no, no, brother, no. And he's like, why does he keep squinting at me?
We'll come back to that.
The ranks that I want.
Okay. At this point, Scotty, we're trying to. He's trying to make up for the lack of points for cool, and he's also trying to work in a tail, which we ended up finding. I forgot what page number it was now. It was like page 100 and something of Karma. It's called Lash Vertebrae Elongation. It's 450 credits. It allows Stormers to have a tail. So which that'll be good. And
Yeah.
so if you can manage to squeeze out 450 extra credits at the start of the game with savings, you can start with the tail, or you can build up to it in a couple sessions. What do you think you want to do?
I'm just gonna get the tail.
You're just gonna go ahead and get it.
I'm gonna get it. I
Alright,
don't know how. I might have to steal some money because I'm stealthy, but I'm gonna get the tail.
Also, it does really good damage.
Yeah, it does. But I want it as a spider monkey effect. Like aliens use their tail to kill people. So as I'm ninjaing up on the wall, my tail could like get the guard keys, and then I could go unlock the jail cell and then release
it does
everyone.
tons of damage. So I'd have to look and see how much control of it's actually got the control of an extra limb. But I'm sure it does since it's karma, incorporated.
Yeah. Well, regardless of whatever I picked anyway, my character is already pretty much royally screwed.
Well, you took a shit ton of disadvantages, and let's list them off real quick.
Well, I got a couple of phobias. Multiple phobias, I feel, always makes out for a decent character. I got a paranoia of paranoia. Anyone who's playing, I've decided I want to be chipped, but I don't know that I'm chipped. But I've freaked out that everyone's watching me all the time, which the chip always watches. So it's gonna be really fun to roleplay that. And then I have a rank 3 phobia of the personal interest sex drug. Sex kills people.
So if you ever go down to like the pit or to a club, you're going to be kind of freaking out because people would be passing those drugs around there.
I don't want to be roofied.
And if they roofie you, you'd die.
Yeah, I would. Because that's where my rank 10 allergy comes into effect. I will personally die to personal interest.
And I think since personal interest is pretty common, I think it's reasonable to have that allergy. I don't know. Somebody might comment on the podcast about that, what they've done in the past. I think we've done 7-point allergy to Kickstart in the past, but I think it encompassed all of the Kickstarts. But it might not be like a lethal allergy. It might just not work and do something horrible to them.
Yeah, maybe it'll just mutate into like not a Xeno and be like, no, I lost my beautiful love body.
What else you got?
I also took a couple of psychoses actually again because they're just my favorite things to play with. Psychosis rank 4 as a lack of empathy. Being an alien genetically made in a vat with your brothers and sisters, you're not very empathetic to others.
Yep. And,
I can see that.
And I will say, hopefully there's some humanity somewhere in the rest of the squad. I do like the very human stories you can tell sometimes, especially with like the street people, in how the shivers deal with people, and that adds a whole other aspect to the story. But when you have a cold hard killer and a group, serial killers running around and contract killers, sometimes it is hard to play a very empathic character and you end up with like sociopaths and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll definitely get a reaction from the rest of the squad.
Yeah, I don't care.
When you just give nothing, give no cares.
Yep. I also took a rank 3 in arrogant because, like we were talking about, like I'm so arrogant as a stealthy character. It's like, oh, Mr. Tall's fucking barn can't hide behind a fucking sheet.
You're an elitist.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like, oh, you don't stealth? I stealth.
Yeah.
You stealth bad.
You can discuss how bad their strategies are because they don't include stealth.
Which I feel goes into everything else I've said about the character. He's just kind of like this arrogant asshole who doesn't care what the fuck you just said. And you don't stealth, so go away.
And someone's always watching.
Yeah. That's why I'm always stealthing.
Probably
I shouldn't even be there half the time.
Talking whispers.
Yeah. And they should probably like this.
The baby's waking up. All right, what else you got?
Also took a minor enemy, rank 5, which James has been so nice to help me out with. It's a minor enemy.
Minor, okay.
So it's not someone who's going to come kill me, but
Yeah,
it's someone in the industry who I genuinely kind of creep out.
You pissed them off in some way, yes.
Yeah, but I want them to be, like, my stipulation is they have to be another Xeno. So they go in with my psychosis of, we're all connected. I'm always squinting at them, and I'm a dark, brooding, I don't care kind of character.
Maybe it was somebody you were that created with or something.
Yeah, and they're just like, that one is special. Like, he was like 712.
Now, you took chicken, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, because any stealth character is a chicken shit character. So I don't know exactly what chicken does, but chicken shit sounds fair. You know, like, you're like, oh, I got like a level 20 stealth, and I hide, and I'm magic, and put them in the middle of the battlefield. What are they going to do? Run.
Well, I will say, in a lot of the games I've run, some groups just don't know when to run. Your character will probably opt
I will already be gone.
You'll be gone already.
They'll be like, where did he go? Oh, he left. He knew what was going on.
He made a decision for you.
I also took, just to kind of add more flavorful for the DM side of this, I think, Bad Luck, rank 3.
You know how useful that is.
Yeah, there's going to be a rock fall out of fucking nowhere.
You basically just hold your hand up.
Personal interest,
I volunteer the whole time to get screwed.
Yeah.
But like, it's cool. It works.
Like, oh, this could be personal. Oh, you got bad luck. Oh, it is personal interest. You died.
Now, here's the fun thing. I don't know if a lot of people have done this in the past, but I tend to treat bad luck as a skill. So like when
how good are you at it?
Well, the group's out there adventuring, they're doing their thing, and I'm like, okay, well, if you're unskilled in bad luck, you get a -3, right? But if you're skilled in bad luck, you obviously use your skill. So if you've got a 3, roll 2d10, add your roll. If you break an 11, something bad happens to you. And then I usually just say, well, the highest roll wins. So someone with bad luck 8 could lose potentially to someone with bad luck 10, or I'm sorry, bad luck 3. It's just whoever happens to roll the highest gets screwed. Now, people with good luck, I usually leave them out of the roll unless unless nobody has bad luck, in which case I go to the no luck versus the good luck, where good luck is a negative to the roll.
Mm-hmm. Well, I balanced out the rest of the character because I wanted a tail, so that took up 10 XP right there.
Yeah, you got to get the money for it.
Base 10, but I want one. I also got good income, rank 5, so I'm gonna start out the game.
You'll have a little bit, and you had the finance ship.
Yeah. Good income. I think it was.
Yeah, it's 10 credits a month. Yep.
So I get an extra $50. And then I got generally good luck, and I got a savings of 2, so I get 20 extra credits, I think, too.
All right. Well, look,
I don't know how 20 credits is savings, but whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, what we'll do is I'll let you go through the equipment section.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time.
Yeah, and we'll discuss what you bought and why.
Well, and I get 1,500 starter credits.
Yeah, remember, anything you don't spend is gone.
Yeah.
And then after that, after they remove all that, you'll get 100 credits bonus, and then after a month of game time, you'll have your finances come into play, and you'll have your finance ship come into play. So, all right, we'll pick it up there in just a minute. All right. Now, Scotty, you were looking at that Exo base armor. What was it, heavy?
No, it's Exo base, and then heavy, and then Stormer. And I remember that Exo is one of the better ones that you can always start out the game with. But base is cheaper versus heavy is like practically your starting money.
Yeah, and it's also got, what is it, the negative to dex?
Yeah, the negative to dex.
No, your dex was high enough that if you took it, you could act in all 5 phases.
Right.
But you still didn't want to take the hit, and you wanted to have the extra money to start the game with. Mm-hmm. Okay, well that sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Did you have any particular equipment you were looking at buying besides the armor? Like bombs, you said, maybe?
Yeah.
Get some grenades?
Yeah, bombs and grenades. I took demolitions and demolition disposal and lock picking and all this other stuff. So I need a lot of stuff that synergizes with my character.
While we're on here, I was gonna say, if you look at let me look, page, here I go, dead air here. If you look at page 8, what I did is I went through like most of the books, and there's some archaic weapons. Some of them were in the contract directory in the core rulebook, but like you'll look, and even in Karma, you can make custom weapons, like a custom vibro weapon, like mutilator whips and stuff. If you look down here at the bottom, like it'll show you like a mutilator sledgehammer. It's affordable, but it's like 300 credits. So if you wanted to set aside some money to get like one of those pretty awesome weapons, or if you wanted to just buy the more inexpensive weapons.
Well, because I want to go with a small weapon, I might just do the small vibro knife.
Yeah, well, there's a custom vibro knife right there.
Yeah.
It does damage 3 and pain 4.
It's like 100 credits cheaper.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable. And the vibro stuff was really good.
And yeah, you did one-handed blades, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, while you sit there and finish up what you're gonna get, we'll look at it. So this will finish it up here.
All right. So I decided to flesh out the rest of the character because you always have to start with armor. I went with a simple exo base, so I would have enough money left over. And then from my savings, I got an extra 200 credits, which really helps out in buying my tail. And if anyone's ever seen the Predator or Alien movies, you know, the little disc that he throws and everything, in game it's called a power disc. So I bought one of those, and then I have a vibro knife, which is like this awesome dagger of death that hopefully I can hide in the shadows and stealth someone for a death. Now just applying everything else and looking everything over. There was a couple of changes that I ended up making. I switched my auto support and my throw ranks around. So XP didn't change. But I switched them around so that actually my throw would be better because I'm not starting the game with a rifle like I was hoping I would.
Yeah, because rifles are expensive.
Yeah, I have a rank in auto support.
And I will go back and try to identify that it's probably a BB gun, that CAF AR. I know that CAF is like civilian firearm or something, and usually they're pretty low end. And it didn't even have a caliber, so I'm assuming it probably shoots ball bearings or browbeater rounds, which is basically rubber bullets, which are that's what the Shiver forces use.
And yeah, I could pull like a Resident Evil. I could just shove a bunch of quarters in a shotgun too. So.
They actually have a weapon for that. I forgot where it was. I think it's in the contract directory. It's
and
kind
it literally eats money.
It's like the rocket launcher from Fallout. You just stick random crap in it, and it fires like shards of wood.
Yeah,
baby. There's a nail gun too. I've got to add that one to my chart.
Nail guns are an effective weapon.
And if you were curious, there's also a belt sander and a circular saw.
Why would I ever want a belt sander in a post-apocalyptic sci-fi world?
Because if you're a contract killer and you kill people for money and show, killing someone with a belt sander on live television could really give you some good ratings.
And be really, really messy.
It would, but that's why you wear the gore away armor improvement that actually says that blood and gore won't stick to your armor.
See, I want to be the advertisement for the guy. You know, like, it's me here, it's not OxyClean, it's Oxy Blood Away.
Just remember, you don't want to be...
You know, what is it? They actually have this stuff, I was seeing it, that it makes any surface you spray on super hydrophobic.
Oh, yeah.
So they were literally like pouring syrup and tomato sauce. They even did the ice bucket challenge, but they had lined their suits with the spray.
I've seen it for baby clothes.
And and literally the only part of them that was wet was like their head. The rest of their clothes were absolutely dry, but the guy was like, "I'm cold."
So, effectively, when you're playing Slay and you're doing the contract circuit, you don't want to be the guy that's getting dunked on in the picture, because being dunked on might be the guy hitting you with a belt sander and a nail gun. But how much money did you end up sitting around?
I put 175 in my lab.
Okay, well there you go. Yeah, because you know that initial starting money, as far as I understand, you either use it or you lose it.
And then it says when you like literally walk in the game, you get 100 extra credits.
They give you a 100 credit bonus for pocket money.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty cool because it gets rid of a lot of everybody being worried about starting completely broke. So,
to me, the difference will be when we all get our income and we do missions and stuff, because that's where you actually get money.
And we'll get the stats on your tail before we wrap up completely. Mm-hmm. But I think that's probably going to wrap up the podcast. We're at 34 minutes, so I think we're doing good on time.
Awesome.
So I do appreciate it, Scotty, and thank y'all for listening. Here we go.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.